Hey, it's Holly. Welcome to Living It Country. Today we have another fall home tour to share, and I cannot wait. We have Emily here for the very first time from the Collective Hearth on Instagram, and she is taking us on a tour of her stunning home today. So make sure you guys check her out in the description box down below, and let's go ahead and get started with today's tours.
Hi, this is Emily with the Collective Hearth on Instagram, and welcome to my home. I'm gonna share a few of the fall spaces I have decorated around the house, and I thought we'd start here on the front porch. There's Rodney, my little puppy. So what I've got here is just one lonely little pumpkin and some mums. I'm just kind of keeping it simple for now. I haven't been to the pumpkin patch yet, but once I do, this bench will be covered with all kinds of unique pumpkins because my motto is no pumpkin left behind. Got a pampas grass wreath on a wine barrel ring, and then this rustic ice cream bucket with some faux florals in there that I usually keep inside the house, but once I opened up my fall boxes, I ran out of room, so it's living out here for now. We can go on inside here. So here we are in the entryway, and I've got some nice fall colors going on mixed in with my houseplants. Everybody's doing so well as far as the houseplants go that I just can't seem to put them away yet. Once Christmas time comes, I'll have to find another home for them. But for now, they're just living their best life. Since I repotted this fiddle leaf fig, it's been putting on a new leaf almost like every week now that it has some room for the roots to grow. But down here, I've got that 2-drawer piece of furniture that I thrifted, and it holds lots of little decor items and hides them for me while they're not in use. And then up here, I've got some books stacked. I love to stack books in all areas of the house, but every time I see one that has a cool binding on it, it just has to jump in my cart. I've got some amber bottles and then my anthropology dupe that I made here on this white vase. I used just some spackle and rolled the balls and added some texture to it, and then painted it and got myself a pretty cheap anthro dupe. Up here, I've got this cute little squirrel. He's like an iron squirrel that I picked up out of someone's yard at a garage sale. And that crock right there with a little bit of, it says hardware store on it. And so as we pan out here, I've got some fall colored throws with the whisk broom, also something I love to collect. And then these cool goat bells are hanging. I have some here and then some I like to put in a bowl for Christmas time or any time of the year, really. I love baskets, so I've got some dried florals in here. And then just added this little flourish to my candles here with some velvet ribbon and some dried florals to give my candles just that little extra nod to the season, and ties everything in together with that color because I'm kind of using that burnt orange in a lot of places around this time of year. Got some faux florals in the crock and some rulers. And then as we go in here, I don't really think I share this space very often, but instead of putting my family pictures throughout the house, I have these ledge shelves that I've just chosen all of my favorites and put them in frames, and then they all kind of live in one spot. So really like those pics. As we move into this room, this is our fireplace mantle, and I've got an arch there in the middle with some more amber bottles and faux florals. Mantles are one of my favorite things to decorate. And I've got this maple leaf garland that I added some little bits here. This was a pick that I just pulled apart so that I could put just like some extra dimension to this garland that I have here. And then another little squirrel there, little fall squirrel. I like to use some stools for height white wall space really kind of bothers me, and so if I can fill it as much as possible, I tend to do that. But this one I actually made out of a piece of fence wood, and then I like to just, where that box is, I'll either stuff it with books, or since that box kind of tied in with colors, I used that. So as we move into the kitchen, these shelves right here, I actually had to build so I could decorate more spaces. The lighting in here is not great right now, but we'll do the best we can. So on these shelves, I tend to use bowls for the season. In the late summer, I was using lots of yellows around the house. And so I've got my yellow bowls up there, and soon I may switch it out for some more browns and amber colors, but I'm still loving this look. I like to stack a lot of ironstone dishes. I collect ironstone everywhere I go. And then here I usually keep my breadboards and some cookbooks. And so also I've got my little piggy cutting boards up there and some creamers hanging on this peg rack. And then I usually hang a couple of kitchen towels here just to hide the light switches. And then another little, I think this is my third peanut pumpkin I've shared with you so far. And I just stacked him in a bowl of, or a stack of ironstone bowls. And then here at the kitchen table, I've got some striped napkins with some dried pumpkin stems that I saved from last season. And I wish I would have saved more. And so this season now, my mission is to collect as many pumpkin stems as possible. And I've just matched it with some Harvest cookbooks and some butter pats, along with this fall color stoneware bowl, and then a couple of different crocks, and then some yarrow from my backyard. And that is actually the first carved cutting board I ever found, and it was only $3. So kind of an exciting find. As we move over here, this is my coffee bar and my diner mug collection. I find it hard to leave things behind once I start a collection, but these are some of my favorites, and like the older chunky ones that I've put up here. Some of them are the Victor mugs, and some are marked USA, and some are just unmarked. Sometimes I'll drink out of them. Sometimes I'll just stare at them. So this spring, early this spring, we had painted our kitchen cabinets, and we went with a green color because we were just doing just like an easy little facelift. We didn't switch out any of our countertops, and the cupboards beforehand were a very dark brown. And so I kind of had to figure out what color would work for this area without making a complete overhaul. And I didn't really want to do white because of how dark our counters are. And so this green was what we landed on, and I just am absolutely loving it. So here is another one of my houseplants I ignored this one all summer, and all of a sudden it made a comeback. I like to put a lot of ferns in some of the bowls that I've found, and just so happens that that style of bowl I have been finding all over the place. So I have about 4 of those now. And I've got some more piggy boards, and then my French scale here in the kitchen window. I like doing different seasonal decor on the flat part of the scale, and then I added that window frame inside the window just to kind of block how dirty that window usually gets. But also more decor room. And then I've got my cute little soap set up here that no one's allowed to use those soaps, but they just look really cute all stacked together. And then these little cinnamon applesauce pumpkins I made years ago, and I just save them in a Ziploc bag and put them out during the season, and they have their cinnamon scent to them still, and I just love the color of them. Complements the amber really well. And so as we move into this room, this is what I call my pretty room. The kids don't usually hang out in here because I haven't put a TV in here. However, the animals love it. So there's usually a dog or a cat in this space. I found those green drawers one day when I was out thrifting, and they kind of move around in this area here and there, but for now, they're landing here until I put my Christmas tree up. I have plans to switch out that art on the wall, and that is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. This toolbox right now, I've got some green bottles and some pampas grass mixed in with it. Cute. That scarf is there for the cats when they lay on that space, but it's also got some nice colors for fall. See, here's another one of my ferns that is doing really well as long as I don't give it too much love. And it's in that same kind of a bowl. I love this little terrarium. I've been putting my nativity scene in there at Christmas time, and it just houses everything so nicely. As we scroll through here, I'll kind of pan out and give you like an overview of this room. This room I share the most because it tends to stay the cleanest, but also the lighting in here is usually the best. Let me open this door and see if I can brighten things up a little bit. So I've got my coffee table that I found at another garage sale, and I think it's from like an old warehouse. It's marked Ohio on the cast iron wheels. And then I've got my other peanut pumpkin sitting in a wood bowl. Just a simple little look. It has just made such a nice little space right here. So here, this is my ironstone collection, and I kind of mix colors of the season in with my ironstone depending on the time of year. So right now I'm using more of those fall, like burnt orange colored bowls and browns. And so lots of different textures and stains and crazes going on in here. Ironstone's something that I can hardly ever leave behind whenever I find a good piece, but if you look back in there, there's some really nice staining going on, and then that little brown transferware plate is just so darn cute. It's kind of fun just to play with my ironstone every now and then, pull everything out and rework it all. And then I love stacking bowls just so I can get more in there, but I also like the color combination that we have going on with the woods and the whites and the fall colors. Here's my butter pack collection. It's all rolled into one space right now. And then my platter stack. Up here I've got a wooden swan that I found and some of my sweater pumpkins. These are the first sweater pumpkins that I ever made. And the cream on them has just been my favorite. That one was my Pottery Barn pumpkin dupe from last year. Just tucked it in that basket up there. As we come down here, this little corner has probably my most favorite fern of all. This guy is called Fluffy Ruffles. That's actually the type of fern that it is. But it's just got such pretty fronds right now. And I keep saying like right now because when wintertime hits and like Christmas comes around, it is really hard to find another place for all of these, not ferns, but like any of the houseplants that I have. So got that brass clock recently and that primitive jack-o'-lantern at Magpie, one of our local antique shops. I also tend to grab some cute little white throw blankets that have been crocheted or knitted by grannies along the way, and I think they look really cute on my ladder. This mantle right here and that mirror is something that I found at a garage sale recently, and I didn't have to do a thing to it. I just love the natural color of it already. And layered with the other mirror on the right that I found at a thrift store is doing the job. Got some brass candlesticks and another garland here that I've intertwined with some wispy garland and then tucked in some richer colors since it turned October, I added in those dark oranges, but this was kind of just a neutral area for a while until the season really started to change. Around the house, I try to keep things mostly neutral, and then as the seasons come and go, I like to be able to add in the colors of the season. So with decor, I try to keep things, I don't know if like neutral is the word or whatnot, but just stuff that I can use in many different ways. And then I really picked up a passion for faux florals because they just add so much texture to everything. Got some cute little frames here and some pumpkins tucked in there for that. So that's that space. Also got the piano over here. The piano that nobody plays anymore. But here's my piano. The clock does not work, but nobody uses it to tell the time anymore. And so it's really just making its statement by being cute. Here's more of those goat bells just sitting in a little dish on top of some cool rustic books. And then this is another vase that I made with plaster, and instead of smoothing it out or sanding it, I used some burlap to press against it to give it the texture in there. And then here I've got another one of those primitive pumpkins inside a chicken feeder with a wisp garland wrapped around the base there. So there's my musicless piano. Do one more little walk around. Go this way. This is the space in my house that I share the most because it tends to stay the cleanest, but also I just love switching stuff around in here all the time. So thank you for joining me today, and keep in touch. I'm over at the Collective Hearth on Instagram, and I hope you guys have a great day.
I hope you absolutely loved Emily's home tour today for the fall 2022 season. Let me know in the comments down below your favorite part, and I will see you guys in another video right here. Bye.